Thank you for giving us your time today as we explore possibilities for the future of Cherokee County. We want to thank our Cherokee County Council for funding this program, as they also feel that a good master plan is of vital importance to our future. Also, I want to thank our steering committee who have donated their time and efforts in developing some of the questions that you have today and will be guiding this process throughout its entirety. With that being said, I'm going to ask Karen Floyd of the Palladium Group, if she will, to begin the process of gathering data and getting your input in this important long-range plan. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Steve. On behalf of the Palladium Group, it really is our privilege to work with you today as we champion a visioning process throughout your community. We've been working with counties across the United States for the last 2 decades, really in the Southeast. And today we're going to be taking you through a pretty fun process. On the left-hand side of your computer, you're going to see what's tantamount to a PowerPoint, and then I'll be narrating. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see as a survey. We would ask that you refrain from working on the survey until we direct you at that point, because it's important to understand how we got to where we are and what our intention is today. So let us now take a look at this idea of, if you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else. It's a quote by Yogi Berra, and it's something that your administrator has really put forward, this idea of, let's figure out where that someplace else is. Let's figure out what direction Cherokee County uniformly believes we need to go in, and what does that picture really look like? And what's the value proposition? How do we actually accomplish this and make it something valuable for the community, because the community has helped to self-define what it is? We have worked together with a foundational team, a leadership team, and we're now working with you as our steering committee members to build out a module or a visioning process. And it really is because the community is providing input across 4 specific sectors. And what this is not, it's not a report that sits on a shelf that takes a whole bunch of time, effort, resources, and goes away. This really is your roadmap for the future. I want to personally thank today Glenda Hartzog, who led and is leading as the foundational member of tourism, but also our other steering committee members, Abby Sossman, Michael Bridges, and Jamie Vineset. Abby, as you know, is the associate publisher and news editor for the Gaffney Ledger. Michael Bridges, who's a pastor of Concord Baptist Church. Jamie Vineset, representing kind of the industrial component with a comptroller of Freightliner. Will Cobb, who is a Blacksburg businessman representing the Blacksburg area. And then Glenda Hartzog, who again is championing the tourism sector, who represents Gaffney businesses. She has a home, a business home on Main Street, Gaffney, the city, and she's also a business owner. And you're also going to know that from September 14th through October 17th, tourism sessions will be held at 9, 12, and 7. And so part of what we're going to be asking you to do is to help us identify other folks that would be interested in tourism, and helping us create a vision, a unified vision moving forward. And I say unified in the sense of we're going to be offering lots of different modalities, and we'll be curious to see which one you as a participant select. So the process began several months ago. We pulled together this foundational group of steering committee members, Abby, Michael, Jamie, Will, and Glenda. And we had an icebreaker, and then we did a series of brainstorming on whiteboard, and then we collected all of the data, and we really focused on what Cherokee County can be, should be, and will be. And we created 4 very specific sectors that I just mentioned: economic development, infrastructure, quality of life, and tourism. Today we're focused on tourism. But in each of these sectors, we said, okay, what are projects within the parameters or confines that has a beginning and an end that's controlled within our county. So by way of example, education was excluded because with education you have the State Department of Education, and then you have superintendents, and you have school districts, and you have school boards, and you have a whole apparatus that's individual and separate from the county. And then we didn't feel that something like eradicating racism or ending poverty had ending and beginnings, because it's such a lofty and expansive vision, and to actually accomplish in a tangible way an outcome was difficult. And so we kept our scope on tangible outcomes controlled within the county. And then we went through a very fun process of what are we going to call this visioning? And the foundational team members said, let's make it very simple, very concise, very direct. And we called it A Clear Vision Cherokee 2037. And the reason we didn't do 2035, which would be a 15-year plan, is because, as many of you know, Spartanburg, Union, and Rock Hill came together and created what is now Cherokee County, and that was in 1897. And the thought here was to do 140 years in 2037, and that way in 2047 you could be celebrating your 150th year. So Cherokee County 2037, A Clear Vision. And this is important because we're going to be directing anyone that has any information they want to participate with or give us, any ideas, any folks that they want to nominate to be a part of A Clear Vision, to go to aclearvision.org, and that will take you straight to a website that identifies what our vision is, what the purpose of A Clear Vision is. It'll give you a home, a calendar of events when these 4 sectors are actually being run, and then a comment section. And this will allow you to onboard contacts or nominate people to participate with us in A Clear Vision. So the 4 sectors were economic development, which is basically what can we do as a community to recruit business and industry. Infrastructure, how do we advance connectivity? And connectivity was defined as broadband, which is kind of the internet services, water, sewer, anything that creates connectivity, public transportation. And then quality of life, live well and be proud, and that's your waterways, your greenways, your revitalization projects. It's what can we do aesthetically to change the look and feel of Cherokee County to allow it to be the best it can be. And today we're really talking about tourism. What are the very specific projects that we can tackle to help attract visitors and grow our economy? So again, you're going to see every Friday at 9, 12, and 7, Glenda will be championing a series of meetings, and we really need your help to give us names of individuals that might be interested in participating in the visioning process as it relates to tourism. So the projects that were really delineated or defined in tourism was to find perhaps a comprehensive marketing effort with the Convention and Visitor Bureaus, specifically focusing on both downtowns. There were 2 tangible projects that evolved from the discovery phase as well as the sector selections and foundational group meetings. The first was to focus on a coordinated and unified Convention and Visitor Bureau effort. And the second was to create a comprehensive marketing effort that really spotlights the very best of Cherokee County in Blacksburg, the city of Gaffney, and throughout. So the question is, who next needs to be involved? I've asked that now several times, but it's so important that every voice be heard. And so as we lead into this next section, if you can be thinking about which individual should be a part of this process, as every person's voice is important. Now this next section is really where you're going to engage in the survey. I'm going to ask you to take your attention to the survey at the right-hand side of the screen. We're going to be walking you through the survey, and in context, I'll be giving you almost some information beforehand, and then you'll fill in the specific answer. I'm going to ask, please don't skip ahead. I know our tendency is to do so, but if you can stay with us, you can be teed up, and that way you can have the information to helpfully guide you through it. And at the very end, I'm going to ask you to hit the done button, because if you don't hit the done button, then what will happen is your survey won't be counted. So let's begin with question number 1, what's your name? If you can just put your name in, that would be great, particularly as you'd like to see it in print as we complete the visioneering process. What's your email? If you can give us your email, that way if you sign up to participate further, we can reach you, as well as your phone number on question number 3. Now, question number 4. Our goal is to gather as many voices as possible to help shape this plan, and that will certainly guide the future of Cherokee County. Who needs to be involved in this process? So we've identified sectors. The foundational team members have given your name. Some of the steering committee members, of which you are going to be giving other steering committee members' names. But who else should be involved in the process? If you could just list a name. And always feel free, if you don't have the name at the tip of your tongue, go to aclearvision.org, aclearvision.org, and there's a contact section where you can put anyone's name up with their email, and we'll be reaching out to them. So question number 5, what do you think that you are most proud of when you think of Cherokee County? So if you can just sit back and think, what am I most proud about of our county? Is it the Revolutionary War sites and the robust history? Is it the rural beauty and the feel, the aesthetics, so to speak, of Cherokee County? Is it high school football? Is it the potential that you have with all of the growth along the I-85 corridor? Is it the university, Limestone University, and the colleges, the community colleges? Is it the history of agriculture, manufacture, mining, and textiles? Kind of the industrial space. And if we haven't mentioned what you are most proud of, please submit your own. Now, the next question, number 6, really is part of the visioning process. It begins with this idea when BMW came to Spartanburg and kind of transformed the community with sister and brother industries that kind of circled it. The question is, do you want, visioning-wise, Cherokee County to be the home of a new economy that spurs and spawns new growth, like BMW did for Spartanburg? Would you want Cherokee County to be a tourism destination? Would you want it to be known for the historical, including the Revolutionary War sites? Is it a place that you would want people to visit because of the greenways and waterways? Would you want people to come to Cherokee County because of the parks and recreation for sports tournaments, by way of example? Would you want Cherokee County to be a place known largely for being family-friendly and having a great quality of life, almost insular, maybe even a bedroom community for Charlotte, Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, and beyond? And if I haven't mentioned what it is you're most proud of, please submit your own. Question number 7. Now that is your stated vision. What is the number one thing needed to realize it? What's the impediment, so to speak, or the challenge? Do you need a unified vision and leadership to make it successful? Is it financial resources that's stopping your vision from becoming a reality? Is it perhaps a public-private partnership? And if it's none of the above, please tell us what you think and why your wish hasn't been realized. Now, question number 8 is very different. How would you sum up your vision of Cherokee County in just a few words? Is it honoring our past or honoring our history and forging our future, this dichotomy of then and now and beyond? Is it this idea of stronger together, with Blacksburg and the city and the county all coming together, that we're stronger together? Is it a place to call home, almost a bedroom community, a place that's insular and family friendly? And if it's none of the above, please submit your own. Question number 9. Cherokee County does not have a consolidated tourism and visitors effort, and that effort would be helpful to unify and amplify the efforts of the county, the city of Gaffney, and the town of Blacksburg. Do you think that creating such an entity could and would help to promote things within the county and the brand in the eyes of our potential visitors? Why or why not? Question number 10. Fact. Cherokee County is the only county in South Carolina with 2 national battlegrounds. Should there be more of an emphasis and promotion on this to promote and bring visitors, such as the Revolutionary War Discovery Center? Why or why not? Number 11. Next is involving messaging. What message would you like to see Cherokee County project to people in other cities, counties, and states? In other words, what is it that you want people to think about when they come to Cherokee County as it relates to their reputation? It's somewhere I want to live. It's merely someplace I want to visit. It's a place full of history. It's known for its beautiful greenways and waterways. It's somewhere I can consider locating my new business or my business. What is it that you would like people to think when they come to Cherokee County's reputation? A comprehensive marketing strategy is when you pull all of the stakeholders together and help to build really a strategy, a marketing strategy on how to get all of these efforts into a very linear, concise message. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you consider a comprehensive marketing strategy to build the county's brand and reputation and your residents' pride? So how important is it to consider this comprehensive marketing strategy to build really your reputation and pride? Not important is on the left-hand side, and very important is on the right-hand side. If you could just take the star closest to what you feel, that would help us with number 12. Number 13, fact. The largest casino in the southeast is under construction just across the line in Kings Mountain. Do you think a unified tourism and visitor effort could help capitalize on this massive development? Why or why not? In other words, Two Kings Casino is right over the border. Could a unified tourism and visitors effort help to capitalize or harness the energy in the development? Why or why not? Question number 14. What other new developments do you think could help sell Cherokee County to potential visitors? And you get 3. So you're a potential visitor, which of these 3 really sells it? New restaurants, new retail outlets, new hotels, better use of the Broad River as a tourism destination, more campgrounds and hiking trails, more recreation centers, fields, more recreation activities for adults and seniors, a performing arts center, or a promotion of existing battlegrounds and a creation of a Revolutionary War Discovery Center. So pick 3, and if we're missing yours, please put it in on your submission on the last one. Question number 15. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important would you say it is for the county, the city of Gaffney, the town of Blacksburg, and other entities to cooperatively focus on the 2 downtown areas? So you've got the city of Gaffney and you've got the town of Blacksburg. And so this is a cooperative effort focusing on the 2 downtown areas. How important is that? on a scale of 1 being not important and 10 being very important. You can just take your cursor and click on where you believe very important to not important that cooperative focus is on the 2 downtown areas. Number 16. When family and friends come from outside of Cherokee County and they come to visit you, where do you take them? To the Cowpens National Battlefield or Kings Mountain National Military Park? To the Yellow Mall, Gaffney's Outlet Marketplace? To downtown Gaffney or downtown Blacksburg? Do you take them to Lake Welchel, a local festival? And if none of the above, please submit your own. Now, these next 4 questions all carry the same theme, but they're involving different entities. So question number 17, do you know a government entity that has the capacity to complete these tourism projects? And I'm talking specifically this idea of having a coordinated and unified convention and visitors effort and a comprehensive marketing effort. Do you know of any government entity that has the capacity to complete these 2 projects in terms of time, finance, and training? If so, who? And if not, or if, including government, do you know of a private sector entity that has the capacity to complete a coordinated, unified convention and visitors bureau effort and a comprehensive marketing strategy? Who could complete those projects in terms of time, financial resources, and training? If so, who? Question number 19. Do you know a nonprofit entity that has the capacity to complete these tourism projects in terms of time, financial resources, and training? If so, who? Question number 20. Do you know of a philanthropist, and this is either a person or a philanthropy, who has the capacity to complete these projects, the coordinated and unified convention and visitors bureau effort, or a comprehensive marketing effort? Who would the philanthropist be? And they would have to have time, financial resources, and the ability to train. If so, who? Question number 21. Really are interested on what landmarks you think best represent Cherokee County. And it can't be the peach, so you got to take the peach off. If you could submit your response here, and if you can't think of it right off the top of your head, please feel free to go to aclearvision.org, and in the Connect section, there's a place for you to remember things and input, and if there's an idea that you have, we'd love to hear from you. But right now, your top 3 landmarks that you think best represent Cherokee County. We need you. We need you to serve on the steering committee. Would you be willing to do so? If so, yes. If no, no. And if yes, with some conditions or some caveats, please feel free to add them right now. Question number 23. Are you interested in participating in a public forum? Frankly, with the pandemic, we're not sure if the public forum will have to be digital or if it will be face-to-face. But in the event if it's face-to-face, we're going to need some of our steering committee members to show up and help us out. So if you're interested in participating, if you could indicate yes, that would be fabulous. And if not, not. And yes, with conditions, please, or questions, please indicate as well. Question number 24. Remember, our goal is to gather as many voices as possible to help shape this plan and guide the future of Cherokee County. Give us 3 names of people, and they could be on economic development, infrastructure, quality of life, or tourism. If you can just give a recommendation, that would be so helpful. And if there's an identifying feature, if you know they're from church, if you know their business, some way that we can locate them, or if you think of something afterwards, you can feel free to go to aclearvision.org. Question number 25. This is very open-ended, but what question did we not ask that we should have asked? If you can tell us what we might have left out inadvertently, if there is an issue, an idea, a question, feel free to take this time just to give us your input, and we'll give you a couple of minutes on that as well. Listen, we are very grateful to you for taking this time today to participate in the tourism input session for A Clear Vision. Hit done. Make sure you hit done on the survey. If you don't hit done, there's a chance that it will just last forever and ever. We really want every single voice to be counted. And I want to personally thank your county administrator, your county council for having the wisdom and the vision to move forward, your steering committee members, your foundational steering committee members, and of course, most of all, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you as we roll out an incredible strategic plan and tactics to help lead Cherokee County into the best place it can be. And thank you for sharing your vision as well.